Did you see the filing that Mark Moore made in Russell's case, trying to get the jury pool from just being from the Low Country to all of South Carolina? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. It was a long
Starring who?
You guys.
That was one of the most petty filings ever, and it was wonderful. Like, I applaud him. I was so happy to see my name in there. Mandy, crowning glory, got a bolded word on her joke, doofus, calling Russell a doofus. I cannot think of a bigger compliment than writing a joke in an episode or on Twitter, and then seeing that joke that we've written about this awful person being bolded by one of the pettiest lawyers in all of South Carolina.
In like the longest footnote ever. The footnote was longer than the page.
It was.
And it was so funny. It was like, why we hate Liz and Mandy.
That was his moment. That was his looking at the camera moment at us.
It was. And the jokes slapped, I have to say. Our jokes were even better in a legal filing than they were the first time around. I was so proud of us.
I'd forgotten we made those jokes.
I did too. I thought that you said doofus
hits.
when I saw doofus bolded. And I was like,
it does sound
yeah,
like
I did that.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about the filing is that they really wanted to separate media. They wanted to separate Liz and I from everybody else. Liz and I were in one bucket and everybody else was in another. And the way that they were complimenting the other bucket was the funniest thing in the world. And the way that they were trying to say that we were the bad ones. And also the whole thing was extremely contradictory. Like, 1 minute he's like, these tiny little girl bloggers, and the next he's like, then there's viral podcasts that reach millions of people.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways, Mark Moore. We can't be this, like, ineffective, bloggers. You call us bloggers. Bloggers aren't really that effective, are they?
No one says that anymore either. The word blogger is dead.
We're either you're a journalist or a podcaster.
Right.
We can be all of it if we want to. No one can stop us.
I think something with these silly boys, with Dick and Mark and all of them, Mark Moore, to be clear, I think they told each other, like, you know what really gets Liz and Mandy? The word bloggers. Because they put this in several filings, and this has been going on for years, the word blogger.
Never bothered me.
Never bothered me a single bit. I think it's funny. It's funnier every single time that they use it. And it's funnier every single time that they think like, oh yeah, I'm going to get her in the eyeball with this one, blogger.
It makes them look so old, doesn't it? They just look like an old suitcase. Both Dick and Mark Moore just look like an old suit. You know those old Samsonites, not the new nice rollers, but just
or like the
those
American Traveler ones.
Yeah, the American Tourister
Yeah,
or whatever.
American Tourister, that's
that only have 2 wheels, not 4 wheels.
No wheels,
yeah.
no wheels.
No, my
it's
dad
the blue ones.
no wheels.
With the latch that comes underneath the handle, and it kind of, if you don't have it pulled up, it collapses a little bit. That's the kind of old suitcases they are.
Did you guys watch The Office? I know, Mandy, you did. Did you watch The Office? Eric, do you remember the episode where Andy Bernard, I think it was, comes into the office and he's been in some sort of fight in the parking lot. And he, saved Pam from this awful gang of people that were in the parking lot. And it turns out to be like a 10-year-old girl. And they have this whole office thing about, whatever this fight was, and they bring the girl in to apologize and whatever it is. So that is what this looks like to me. Like Mark Moore going to Judge Gergel, and he's like, these people and these horrible gangsters in the parking lot are making it so that Russell can't have a fair jury. And then at the same time, it turns out to be like 2 9-year-old girls who punched him in the face, and now he needs a nose job.
Does he think that your voice only carries to the Low Country, that it doesn't reach the Upstate or the Midlands?
No, because he says both things.
Like, how's that possible? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, your voice goes all over the world. You're not a local newspaper.
Which, again, is a crazy compliment.
Yes. Thanks,
And
Mark.
while he didn't notice, he was, dissing people that we don't like also by being like, local media does this and making them really small. But Mandy and Liz in their worldwide vicious vitriol. But a couple things. There was a whole thing with a chart about stories written about Alex Murdaugh in South Carolina counties. Did you guys see that?
I did.
And
I didn't
it
read
had
the chart. Too much
numbers.
work.
It didn't make any sense at all because it was like Columbia, 17,000 Alex Murdaugh stories. It's like the internet doesn't exist with these people because all of these stories are available everywhere. We don't live in a world where you can go to Columbia and those stories aren't available. Those same stories aren't available. So I don't know what he is talking about.
Is there a juror in South Carolina that hasn't heard of Alex Murdaugh or Russell Laffitte?